Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. 8/5/2022. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your collabs. You know, trying to get that word out, trying to get the people prepared. That's the main goal is to tell the truth to everyone, to his neighbor, so that they can make a defining decision, especially as we approach the final hour. Um, towards the end of this video, I'm gonna give you the survival tip for the journey ahead. Okay. Now, the other day, I was telling you or telling everyone that usually want to keep a knife. Now, CRKT is a great knife company. I know they pretty expensive. Some of them are pretty expensive, but a nice blade will go a long way. Okay. And of course, in your survival bag, you should have something uh, bigger than that. What I like about this knife, and I'm not endorsing, I'm just showing you it's a good knife, is that it has a safety hook, so that if you have to use it, it won't fold on you. You have to double latch it to unlock it and close it. So that's definitely a good knife. They have other ones that's beautiful that you can use, but that's one I prefer. Uh, Also, in your survival bag, you should definitely have you a K-bar, okay? And this is a pretty decent one. This is made out of flint stone. You don't have to get nothing like this. You could just get you a basic $14 good quality K-bar marine style one with the compass on it in a secret compartment where you can have that in your survival bag. It's worth purchasing it for yourself. And you can go to the surplus store. They usually have those on sale for $5. Sometimes it's even cheaper than that. Army surplus store. Anyway, back to Babylon Review. Hey, Miss Griner, maybe they'll have a swap or so, but what the United States put on table was not acceptable. Okay, for Russia, you could see that from a mile away. It was not acceptable for Russia to accept the arms dealer. Um, that's not a good trade. Okay, so we could throw that out the window. We'll see what happens in a few weeks. They talking about they want to trade a spy. They might take that. They might take that on. Okay. Uh, China may blockade Taiwan, and they may cut off some sea-going ships, or may slow down some sea-going ships coming here to the United States, or leaving from out of Taiwan and going to different places. They may just do that. That may be the first step before they want to invade. There's 5 different things that they can do, escalating towards that. But they brought out a lot of hardware to display their anger with the world, okay, or with the United States. North Korea is still on the table. They said that they recovered from COVID, so they're going into a new phase, and they still ready to do a nuclear test. All right, I digress. The way forward is going to be a struggle. But if you remember GFM, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and implement it now, okay, you should be praising and worshiping, reading the red words, abiding in His Majesty's words, speaking so that you can walk in perpetual miracles, speaking the word, utilizing it, putting your tithes and your offerings to work in the kingdom, so that you can be blessed in the day of trouble. All right. It's very important that you implement those things. Even if you think that you don't have a lot, I'm telling you, 2 cents goes a long way. Remember the old woman? She put in more than everybody in there. Why? Why? Because she recognized where her blessings come from. She recognized where her help comes from. She looked upon the hills for the Almighty, for her help. You understand? She didn't rely solely on her own intuition, ingenuity, and self power. She didn't rely on that. She took the opportunity of gold, okay, placed it with praise and worship to have her faith exercised. All right. Whatever we do, we want to stay far from sin, especially intentional sins, and keeping ourselves in purification. Okay, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, back to Babylon. Did you see what happened in the Senate where the FBI is compiling manuals or training operations to distinguish people by signs, symbols, and words? Okay, this tells me that persecution is coming. The IRS being armed, Inquisition, persecution is coming. Okay, especially when they are ready to implement the new system. Excuse me. To implement the new system of digital control. No matter what, you do not want to find yourself in these camps. But if you find yourself in these camps, you understand? Don't get chipped up. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you if you are here after the fire comes here in the United States. Because the United Nations will come out with their troops and their guards and begin to search and round people up. We have to remember what the Messiah says. When they persecute you in this city, flee to another. Or flee to the mountains, okay? Main part is to know where the mountains is. So get you a local map. If you don't get a local map, at least study the roads, the back roads and the side roads that will get you to a place in the mountains. And if you have an opportunity, if you're going to be vacation or going somewhere out, you need to go somewhere, it will be a good opportunity. This is just spiritual advice to reconnaissance the areas that will be, it's low population, but it's farm area, it's not desert area, but it's a community that you can potentially go to. For me, I'm here in South Carolina, down here in the far south. There's only a few places. I don't want to go to Charleston because that's down to the city and the mountains and the waters, and they will cut that city off. I don't want to go to Spartanburg because that's another major city. So I have to look at places that have small populations. Okay, type in your state, look for small populations that are on the outskirts of the city that you live in, on the outskirts of the state that you live in, or the place that you live in. Usually these are rural areas where you can reestablish yourself for the time being. Networking, knowing who are the people that keep the Sabbath day and who are walking in the commandments. I would have recommended Seventh-day Adventists, but a lot of them have sided with the Catholic Church, and that's not a place you want to be in because they will trade you in for bread and morsel. Okay, that's the end of my Babylon review. Like I said, I will tell you how to use a survival tip. Now, if you purchase yourself a Sharp and Spark, right? Don't wait until when you first get it. Take the opportunity to go outside and try to start a fire with the Spark and Sharp. Okay, you're gonna need 3 things. You can use 4 if you want to, but you need something to start it with. You can stuff this with, some tissue, some lint, an old washcloth. Stuff it in there, get it real good. Get a nice cover to block it from the wind, and pour some type of flammable liquid inside here. Okay, alcohol pads, maybe an old lighter that you broke off the fuse to get it wet and moist. Once you do that, you should be able to start a nice, decent fire with one of these, okay? That's my survival tip. That's my Babylon review. I hope I see you on the next video. And until then, may you call upon the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, because we live by faith and not by sight. Shalom.